Hey guys, it's FifaRalle here and welcome to the 5th video in the Road to the World Cup series, and we are now into Group B. We are covering Spain, and they did win the last World Cup against Netherlands in the final, so it's going to be an interesting group, this one. And yeah, they also won the 2 past European Championships, so yeah, they're definitely a team to watch out for at the World Cup. So in net we do have Casillas, and despite not getting much playtime for Real Madrid the past year, he's still the captain of the national team and the most capped player, and I'm seeing him as the #1 guy in the net at the World Cup. So yeah, he's in the goal and he's a good keeper on the game in my opinion. Now the first centre back is a PK, and he got decent pace for centre back. He's good at defending and heading. He's big, he's strong, good passing on him as well, and he's a very solid player there on the centre back. Then we do have Sergio Ramos on the other centre back spot, the Team of the Year version. I was able to try him out for a few days, and yeah, very fast, good defending and heading stats, and his passing and dribbling is really good for a centre back as well. So yeah, just a complete player there on the other centre back spot. On the right back, we do have Arbeloa, and he got decent pace, passing and defending, and that is pretty much the word to describe him in my opinion on the right back spot there. He's a decent player. He's not amazing, but he does the job alright in my opinion. And moving on to the other fullback spot, we do have Jordi Alba, which is a very good attacking left back in my opinion. He supports Xavi and David Villa very well up the left hand side. He's really fast, good dribbling, defending and passing stats on him. His heading stats are not the best, and that is pretty much a thing that applies for the entire team apart from the 2 centre backs and maybe the centre defensive mid player depending on who I play there. But yeah, moving on to the first centre mid, we do have Xavi. He is getting quite old, but I'm still seeing him as one of the core players in the midfield alongside with Iniesta. Those two can pull off some amazing stuff as we know it, and yeah, definitely gonna be someone to look out for at the World Cup. And yeah, on the center defensive mid spot, I did go with Xabi Alonso there. Good passing on him, good defending and dribbling and decent shooting as well. And of course not the fastest player, but he's a very solid player on the center defensive mid spot in my opinion on the game. And yeah, those 3 are definitely someone who are going to get playing time for Spain at the World Cup. But yeah, that's the thing with Spain. They got so many quality players in the midfield. But moving on to the center forward spot, I went with Fabregas. He have been playing a false 9 before for Spain, and he might do that at the World Cup, but I could see the more target man strikers getting the spot instead, like Negredo or Diego Costa Soldado. There's a lot of players who could play there, but still very fun players who play on the center forward spot in the game. He got really good passing and dribbling on him, a good shot on him for kind of a midfielder, so a very good player to play there in my opinion. On the left wing we went with David Villa, one of my favorite players both in real life and in the game, and yeah, he got an insane shot and good dribbling on him, and I could see him play a left wing for Spain. Del Bosque have been playing him there quite a bit, but I'll still say the striker spot is his best position. And on the right wing we do have Pedro. He's quick. He got 5-star weak foot, 4-star skills, and a good shot on him, and decent passing and very good dribbling. And it's just overall a very solid player to play there. Now moving on to the substitutes, you have a lot of quality players, and I could see a lot of them also getting playing time. First we have Puyol. He is getting quite old, and he got a bunch of experience, but I'll still see him in the World Cup squad for sure. He is a very solid and good defender. Then we have Juan Ferran. Haven't really gotten that much playing time for the Spanish side, but he's a good substitute player for Arbeloa there on the right back. Then we have Monreal on the left back, good substitute for Jordi Alba. And then we move on to the midfield where we just have so many options for players to play. Sergio Busquets, Javi Martinez, 2 very solid players on the center defensive mid spots. Then you have David Silva and Juan Mata for center mid replacements for Xavi and Iniesta, and they're just extremely good players, and I hope Juan Mata gets enough playing time after his transfer to United to actually get a proper spot in the World Cup, because he is a very good player for sure. Then we have Jesus Navas on the right wing as a substitute for Pedro, and he's fast, good dribbling, decent shot and good passing on him, and yeah, just a very solid player. Santi Cazorla can both play central and wide positions. Here we have his inform, and he's a replacement for David Villa, and yeah, good shooting, passing and dribbling, 5-star weak foot, 4-star skills, a very solid player in him for sure. And then we do have the strikers. Here we have Negredo, and alongside him we have Diego Costa, and they're both big and strong strikers. and not that good at dribbling, only 3-star skills, so they're not really my type of players. I preferred Fabregas over them, despite he also only got 3-star skills. But I think those two are the strikers you'll be seeing at the World Cup, because they are in really good form. And Diego Costa, he did change his nationality or citizenship to Spanish in 2013, so I'd see him turn out for Spain at the World Cup. And of course, I could have went with Torres and Soldado as well for strikers, but I do just really feel that Negredo and Costa's form are gonna get them a spot at the World Cup over those two others. But yeah, let's get into the gameplay. The first few goals you'll be seeing here is a little bit of pass and move. I kind of wanted to try that out with the Spanish side because, well, that is kind of what they're known for, right? Like, really good and quick passing, and that, like, kind of vital and genius pass to kind of split the defense apart. And that is what I really do enjoy about watching Spain playing at the World Cup. Like, they got some really good players in the midfield who can pull off some pretty amazing stuff, and I kind of wanted to try and do that on FIFA as well. Of course, it's not exactly the same way, but I still thought some of the goals were quite nice despite maybe not having that many skill moves. And I think this one is probably my favorite goal. Just a lot of quick passing here, and it's of course a pass across goal in the end, and some people might not like that whatsoever, but I thought it just kind of completed this attack, completely splitting the defense apart and getting a goal. But of course, I also went with some skill moves because you had quite a few skillers into the side. You have Marta, Silva, Iniesta, Pedro, David Villa as the skillers with 4-star skills who can pull some stuff off, and of course also Santi Cazorla. So yeah, there's quite a few possibilities to go with some skill moves with the squad. But then again, you also have quite a few 3-star skillers in Diego Costa, Negredo, Fabregas and Xavi. So it's about how we want to play with the squad. I really did enjoy going for sort of the pass and move play style. I had a lot of fun when I scored some goals with that. But at the same time, you do of course have the possibility to go with skill moves, but I'd say it's not where the team is the strongest because, well, you do not have that many fast or strong players in the squad. You have a midfielders who are kind of, they got decent pace for midfielders, but they're not gonna outrun anyone, but they got a really good passing on them. So that is kind of where I found them really, really strong. And then the attack, I'd say Fabregas and David Villa are not exactly the fastest players if you want to go on a counter-attack against some fast centre-backs. But they can still go past opponents quite well if you use their good passing abilities. And of course, David Villa got some good dribbling on him, so he can turn quite a few defenders as well. And then we do have the defense. It is, again, it's not the fastest defense with well, Alba, he is quite quick, and of course the Team of the Year version of Sergio Ramos, but apart from that, like Arbeloa, Puyol, PK, it's not the fastest players when you're gonna get hit on counter-attacks and stuff like that. So if you keep in mind and backtrack a little bit, you'll be able to defend over the top balls, and it is a solid defense for sure. But just overall, the squad was, I found its strength in maybe not trying to run past my opponents as easy as possible. I found it passing my way around them, and at times also using skill moves, of course, because, well, there is a few skillers who can pull off skill moves. And we're kind of coming to an end of the video. I would recommend this squad if you want to try a little bit of a different play style, because they're definitely fun to play with, and it was kind of a different way to play FIFA for me, going with the quick passing and that kind of stuff. And yeah, definitely a squad I would recommend if you want to try that kind of stuff out. And that's pretty much the end of the video. Next time we'll be covering Netherlands, and yeah, they're going to be quite interesting to cover as well. And that is pretty much all. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you later.